And it's September the 10th today, 2020. And the veil is thinning between our 3D world and where we're going. The first few years that I was here, this beautiful tree that reaches probably 300 feet tall had a sign on it, and it said the Gunsak tree. And it is home to hundreds of creatures with big owl holes and all kinds of things. So yesterday morning when I woke from a dream that was reminiscent of the Flying Dutchman. I had been in a restaurant alongside the water, and I was watching a cloud formation that broke away from the bottom of the cloud, and it looked like a ship, a spaceship that turned on its side and approached the water, and the clouds dissipated, this mist dissipated from it, and as it came in contact with the water, excuse me, it turned into like a crew boat, a fish boat, or some kind of a crew boat / fish boat, and came right alongside at the restaurant where I was at the dock. And of course you wonder, first of all, if your eyes are deceiving you, right? But it was coming so close alongside that first of all, my mind immediately went to, there's not enough water for the depth of that boat. It's going to go aground. But the depth of water didn't seem to bother it. And I looked out, as I'm looking out the window, I see people, humans just like me, looking back at me as I was looking at them. And I went outside to get a better look. And it had docked at that point, and a young girl walked off the boat, and she extended her hand and said, "You want to come inside and see?" Of course, what do you think I said? Of course I went with her, and I walked aboard, and as I walked aboard, what I saw was, as I looked around, it looked like everything aboard the vessel was from, I'm thinking, the 1700s. They were dressed in what looked like period costumes. You know, people getting ready to go to a fancy restaurant. And they had ornate costumes on, and yeah, so she took me around for a tour of the vessel, and inside it was bigger than it looked from the outside. And what I come to know now is a storeroom, when she took me down there, where everybody stored their things, and you know, these costumes on hangers and cloaks, and there was a suit of armor down there, and I pointed at something that was on a rack, and she brought it over to me and put it in my hands, and it was a cape, and it was leather, and it was a beautiful mauve color with a stand-up collar. And I'm feeling this leather in my hands, and oh, wow, just wow. And I looked over in the corner, and this prosthetic leg caught my eye, and the leg had a hinge all the way up top where it might hook onto a shoulder.